The unwritten rules of Facebook.
It cut all of our ad costs by over 70%.
How do you want to be able to take in all of this data that's around us?
Some of these campaigns have done up to $20 million in sales.
I think this is going to be the future for the next 10 years.
And now here is The Win with your hostess, serial entrepreneur, marketeer, and chief sexy boss, Heather Havenwood.
Look, our whole world revolves around our iPhone, iPad, Droid. You know, they say we look at our phones on average 150 times a day. And if you're a small business and want to actually grow, you need to reach people where they're looking at and listening the most, their smartphones. See, marketing via text messaging is a great way to start, and it's super easy. Just text the word START to 72,000 to learn more about my friends at Mobit. They're marketing experts, and they will show you how to use text messaging for your business and to get more leads and convert them amazingly. Again, text the word START to 72,000. Again, that's text the word START, S-T-A-R-T, to 72,000. Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Win. And today is a special day. It is my birthday, and there is no guest today. So it's just me and you, and it's going to be probably a quick little rant, but today is my 41st birthday. Now, what you need to know is on my 40th birthday, not so long ago, I guess a year ago, I did something very courageous. I got in a tiny little bikini, and I got all tan and walked across the stage in stiletto heels and asked people to judge me on my 40th birthday. What I did was a bodybuilding contest, a figure bodybuilding contest, an NPC, a national qualifier. And if you're in that world, you know it was a very big show. And I was in a group of amazing women, the middle-aged women over the age of 35. We weren't the young ones. We weren't the old ones. We were the middle, so 35 to 45. I was competing with some fantastic, amazing women. And no, did I place top 3? Absolutely not. But the fact that I got out there, the fact that I trained my butt off for 6 months, I ate all kinds of crazy things. I drank a ton of water. What they call you had to pull your water out of your body so the muscles pop. I didn't have cake or sweets for many, many months. I didn't drink. It was really hard, but I would say that it was one of the most proud things I ever did. And on my birthday, on my 40th birthday, literally June 27th, 1975. So June 27th, 2015, in a tiny little bikini, I walked across the stage. And in that moment, I felt like a winner because I did it, because I set out a goal and I did it. And I want to talk about that today, that even though this year I'm not walking across the stage in a tiny little bikini, there's been so many things that have happened in this 1 year. Since that time, I started a business with my boyfriend, e2lab.com. And I just want to say that I just feel really proud because in a year's time, we built that business very well online, as well in a local office, skinnybeam.com, and helped so many people lose so much weight because these products are so amazing, non-GMO, 100% vegan products that do amazing things. Are all liquid and bioidentical hormones. It's a very unique supplement company. And I'm talking about it because it's something I started in July of last year, and it's only been a year. And I just look back. In 1 year and 12 months, I started a podcast. I was a guest on over 100 different mediums. I was on NBC here locally in Austin and interviewed. That's all happened in 12 months. And I just want to encourage you to go out there, and I call it birthday to birthday. I'd rather do goals birthday to birthday than on January 1st. That's not my big thing. I don't really like the goals of January 1st. I focus on birthday to birthday and just focus on what it is that you really want. What it is that you want to see yourself doing in a year? And here's my motto. Don't wait for perfect. Never wait for perfect. This podcast is not perfect. I promise you, you guys can probably tell me all the things I do horribly. But honestly, it's about getting out there and doing what you know to do at the level that you can. I recently read a book by Dan Sullivan called The 80% Approach. It was recommended to me by Diane Conklin, and I read it in probably less than an hour, and it changed my life. It changed the way I thought, and it talked about doing everything you can do at 80%. And you sit back and go, what do you mean 8%? You should do it 100%. No, just doing it 80%, then the 80% of that, and the 80% of that, and 80%. Then at that point, you can get to what I call the 100%. But if you don't even start something and try to get to the 80%, how can you ever get to 100%? So he talks about the mentality approach of the 80% approach. And I just love that. And it kind of ties into don't wait for perfect. So today I'm going to talk to you about 3 life lessons. 3 life lessons. If you've ever heard me on a podcast, you may or may not have heard me talk about them. But today I'm going to talk about them exclusively for you. It's my birthday gift to you. So here it is, life lesson number 1. Does this feed my confusion or strengthen my clarity? Does this feed my confusion or strengthen my clarity? Now, this is a question that I literally put everything I do in my life up against. And I mean everything. This question was given to me as a gift many moons ago, literally when I was at my end of my rope in bankruptcy. In fact, a mentor of mine who gave it to me, I had to borrow $20 from him to get back home because I didn't have any gas and I didn't have any money. And when he gave me this, I looked at him with this massive confusion. And he said, part of your problem right now is you're spinning and you're in massive confusion. And the only way to get to power is to get to clarity. And the only way to get to clarity is with this question. And he said, start to use this question in every bit of your life, down to the morsel of the thing that you eat. Ask yourself this question. Does this feed your confusion or strengthen your clarity? I mean, you can look at it, right? Does this cupcake feed my confusion or strengthen my clarity based on what your goals are? Doing this podcast, doing any kind of interview that I ever do, I always ask the question, does this feed my confusion or strengthen my clarity? And with that, I have to sit back. Because the moment you ask that question to anything, relationships, significant other relationships, friendships, a business opportunity, you know the answer. Like you can feel it, right? When you're thinking about a significant other and maybe y'all should break up or maybe y'all should get together or whatever it is, you can think back and say, does this feed my confusion or strengthen my clarity? And usually your gut will immediately give you some response of yes or no. And in that clarity is power. In that power is movement. And in that movement, there are results. And in the results, there's money and wealth and all kinds of things that you want. So that is life lesson number 1. Life lesson number 2 that I'm gifting you today is never keep anyone in my life that's not part of my fan club. Never keep anyone in my life that's not part of my fan club. This is a life lesson for me. And I just give it to you. And here's why I say that, or here's a vision of that. When my mentor gave this to me, he said, imagine you're walking down the street of New Orleans and everyone you know from family, spouse, significant other, friends, old friends are all there. And they're in one of 2 places. They're either on the balconies of Bourbon Street, they're on the balconies cheering you on in life, or they're in the gutters grabbing at your heels. And just imagine you're walking down that called French Street in New Orleans and everyone's there. And just imagine each person, they're either on the balcony cheering you on or they're in the gutters pulling at your feet. And I want you to really imagine that. They're not next to you. They're one of the 2 places. And sometimes that's family members. And sometimes you look at that family member and you know in your heart you really want them to be on the balcony, but you know they're in the gutter pulling at your heels. And that's the hardest one when you see close friends or close family or people that you really look up to and you just wish and you try to fantasize that they're maybe in a different place, but you have to get sometimes to the reality. Now, I'm not saying you have to cut them out of your life, but I want you to realize where they're at. And so that you can then what I call filter information, meaning not share everything with your heart to them, but maybe just share what you can. And I honestly feel that this is one of the biggest gifts this person gave to me, because at that time in my life, I was listening to anyone. I was just listening to anyone who would listen to me. And it wasn't always the people that were, I would call, on the balcony. They were heading me in the wrong direction. They were causing confusion in my life because they didn't really want me to succeed. They had their own agenda. So I just want to give you this tool, this life lesson that you can live by. And here's number 3. Life lesson number 3 on my birthday gift to you. I am the most important person in my life equals mature selfishness. Wow. That one was hard for me being from a Southern Baptist place. I was told, don't be selfish, share, 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 share. And here I am, when my mentor gave this to me, I was at the bottom of my barrel. I just filed bankruptcy, foreclosure. I was living out of my car on a friend's couch and I had no money. He said this to me and I thought to myself, I don't even know how to do that right now. And he goes, one of the reasons you're in the place you're in is because you were unwilling to be mature selfishness. You are unwilling to take care of yourself. How can you ever take care of anyone else when you got to take care of yourself first? People always talk about how they want to take care of their children and take care of people in their lives, but you can't take care of another person when you're starving. And I mean that on a spiritual level, and I also mean that on a financial level and a physical level. So here's what I leave with you on this beautiful birthday, June 27, 2016, on my 41st birthday. I just want to say to you, don't wait for perfect. Go after what you want. Start the business. Start that podcast, start that video series, start that Facebook Live, start that social media campaign, start that marketing funnel, whatever that is for you. Start writing your book today. I just feel that, now is the perfect time to start. And, I do suggest reading that book by Dan Sullivan, 80% Approach. It's a quick read, but it is a profound read because it really goes to what I was saying earlier. Don't wait for perfect. And do the best you can and try to aim for 80%. So on that, I say happy birthday to me and I love you all. And just thank you so much for listening to The Win with Heather Havenwood.
Thank you for listening to The Win with Heather Havenwood. Interested in coaching with Heather? Go to heatherhavenwood.com and sign up for a business discovery consultation. Here is your free gift for listening. Get 3 audio chapters of Heather's book, Sexy Boss, How Women Empowerment is Changing the Rulebook, when you text the word sexy to 72000. Again, text the word sexy, that is SEXY, to 72000 and receive your 3 audiobook chapters. Number is good only in North America. For outside the USA, text sexy to +1 323 457 2288. Text sexy to +1 323 457 2288. Long distance charges may apply. Heather wants to hear from you. Questions you want answered on the show. Comments, interview requests. Email media@sexybossinc.com or leave a private voicemail. 51 Boss is me. Again, the number is 512-677-4763. Check out all of Heather's sites. heatherhavenwood.com, sexybossinc.com, e2lab.com, datingtriggers.com. This is a Sexy Boss Wrap. This podcast is a copyright of Havenwood Worldwide, LLC.